Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and welcome back to my channel, Mayta What Ifs. Today, I am back with a new interesting story. The name of the story is What If Baby Naruto Arrived at Mount Olympus and Was Adopted by Hera? And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now, before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Polo Uchiha channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, on the night of the QB attack. As we go towards the outer skirts, where we see a lot of men wearing Konoha Jonin gear were laying on the ground wounded and were being tended to by the medics as well as the other Jonins who knew somewhat basic medical ninjutsu. While on the other side, standing atop of two bodies that laid on his feet, was Hiruzen Sarutobi, with a shocked expression. His successor, Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, has just died, and his last words that could be akin to his will were to protect his child. His legacy, Naruto Uzumaki, who has been turned into the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails and was resting in front of him in a crib. He was still too much shocked of what has just happened. All this death around him, it was surreal. It was like a war that they had just fought, that was called upon them out of nowhere by the Kyubi no Yoko, the strongest Biju in the whole elemental nation. And by some miracle, they were able to survive through it. But when everything was calm, or so it was seemed to be, another tragedy struck. The masked person that Minato claimed appeared out of nowhere, ripping through the sky itself from the seams of it, and his half-torso appeared outside. He lunged at the child and grabbed it, while Hiruzen tried to do the same, getting out of his stupider, but the child was grabbed by him. But Hiruzen didn't let go. He used his staff and was able to yank the man out of it, after making it stuck inside his hood that he was wearing. But the man, in his last ditch of efforts, did something unthinkable. Threw the child inside that vortex that from which he appeared out of, and then he began to laugh. If I can have the nine tails, then you can't as well, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Good luck finding him. You won't be able to find him even in the whole world, said the man as he dissolved himself into the ground, disappearing. No. What have I done? Said Hiruzen. His last thoughts were that he has just failed his successor, who just died right in front of him because of his hesitance. Anbu, I need Anbus right now, yelled out Hiruzen. Find me that man, and find me that child. As immediately Kakashi Hatake, who was Inu, took into action alongside with his team Ryu and were sent to find Naruto. But unbeknownst to them, Naruto would never be found. Even Obito was not sure where he has thrown the said child, because he was thrown out of that vortex. He had no control over the time and space and dimension from which the child was going to go. And surprisingly enough, by the sheer will of Kamiyami and Shinigami, and by the sheer luck of the child, he ended up in a most obnoxious place of the all-time. As now we go towards Mount Olympus, where winter solstice was going on, and as usual, arguments were going on everywhere. Hera was just observing her family with a sigh and a wine glass in her hand. This was the normal routine. Zeus would always argue with Poseidon, who was the one mother favored the most, while Athena and Artemis would bicker about the males and whatnot, and all the Olympian gods, while Hephaestus and Ares would butt heads, while Hermes and Apollo would talk about the parties that they were going to go on, while Aphrodite, well, yeah, she just dwelled into her own self. Until the bright light emerged, and at the feet of both Zeus and Hera arrived a child that began to cry. How in the hell did the child get here? Said Zeus. Is this a prank of your, Hermes? No! Why would I do such a thing, father? Said Hermes, as Zeus then looked at the child with critical eye. He resembled him somewhat. Blue eyes, blonde hair, tan skin. What was this? Then he saw the scribbles. Shinto. He's from the Shinto pantheon. What is he doing here? Enough. He's just a child. How should he know this? Do you think this is a trick by them? As Athena then said, could be, but we can never be too sure. And that seal matrix. Where have I seen that before? It's the Reaper Death Seal, meaning Shinigami was involved in the seal. Shinigami, the goddess of death of, well, Shinto pantheon, right? Said Poseidon. Yes, Barnacle Beard, of course. I should be surprised that you know this much. Shut up, Athena, and go on with your explanation, please. Well, whatever the reason is, he is here, said Hera, picking up the child. You know, I've been thinking that how you all had your own demigod children. Poseidon has Percy Jackson. You have Talia Grace and Jason Grace, let's not forget. And then there is the rest. Aside from Artemis and Hestia, the rest of you have a lot of demigods. As Artemis felt proud, while Athena for once was lost in this because she knew that she too had gotten a lot of demigods. I want to experience something akin to that. Hera, you're treading on thin ice. Oh, hush, husband, I'm not gonna betray you. If anything, I'm gonna adopt this child. How are you going to do that? As Hera slashed her wrist as golden blood began to come out of it. Hera, what are you doing? As the said blood dropped on the child and was absorbed into its skin. There, he is now a half god and half mortal. But he's from the Shinto pantheon. He doesn't know that. The child appeared in our feet, right in our temple, in the council room. Said Zeus, whatever, but he appeared near me and you. Now I would have asked you to be his father as well, but if I'm going to be his mother, obviously you will be his father as well. Do I have a choice? No. No, you don't. You should be grateful I did not blasted away Talia Grace and Jason Grace yet. Lady Hera, please don't. Talia has become my lieutenant. I know, I am aware. As after that we see, Hera then said, I will be raising him on my own here. But he has to go to Half-Blood Hill. You know that is the rule. Is that so, Zeus? You also swore on River Styx that you won't have children. Fine, you can raise him until he's old enough to go there. But he has to go there in the end. Yes, that is agreeable. And so for the beginning part of Naruto's life, he was beginning to be raised there in Hera's temple. And Hera for the first time was quite happy to be a mother again. Because she, to be honest, found the child quite akin to her because of the tan skin as well as the blue eyes like Zeus as well as blonde hair. And she would hum him lullabies as well as feed him as well. And as the time began to go by, Naruto was beginning to raise there. As he reached at the age of 3, we see that Hera was quite conscious of Naruto. Because unlike the other children of hers, Naruto was not a disappointment like Ares or a regret like Hephaestus. He was someone who was adored by her, to the point that it was known throughout the whole Olympus by now. And even a rumor spread in that both camps, Jupiter and Half-Blood Hill, that there was a demigod being raised by Hera herself. And she, the queen of goddess, dotes on him quite a lot. As now we see, Naruto sneaked out. And as he did, he ended up inside the council chamber where Zeus was present. And Zeus looked at him and frowned. What are you doing here, child? Dad, said Naruto, dashing towards him with a smile on his face. Something that Zeus found quite fawning about. And he picked up Naruto. What makes you think I am, little one? Your dad. Mom told me that you're dad. Of course she did. Listen, young one. I am brother, said Poseidon with a smile on his face. It's been a long time since there has been a child on Mount Olympus. Now that there is, and Hera has been in quite peaceful mood. Don't ruin it. I mean, the child loves you. You can clearly see it in his eyes, as Zeus' electric blue eyes looked directly into Naruto's. And then there was a small smile on his lips. I guess you're right, brother. I guess you're right. As Naruto did something else, entirely that Zeus never could have imagined from either of his children, or even his daughters. He hugged Zeus, something that has never been done to him aside from his wife or from his mother. Or aside from the part that he had a lot of flings with who hugged him, obviously. But this was genuine. For the first time in all his life, he has been hugged by one of his own children. As Zeus's eyes widened, as that is when Hera arrived. Naruto? Naruto, where are you? You named him Naruto? Yes. It happened to me in a dream. The Shintos told me that. The Shintos, they contacted you. But why? They said that the child was the child of prophecy who was to bring a great change and be the savior of their world. But since he is here now in our care, he is no longer a part of their world and has become officially a part of us. Which means that, as Houston said, our son will be raised here and we should be grateful. As Hera was taken aback by that. Our son? Of course. The little one calls me father. Who am I to deny such a role then? Said Zeus. As Poseidon chuckled as well. And after that, we see the rumor spread again, and this time it even reached the hunters. As after one hunt finished, we see Artemis getting the letter, aside, which was, well, in a form of now a WhatsApp text, because obviously gods also change as the time went by, from Apollo. And it was with little Naruto that he has gotten a picture. And Artemis really, really felt jealous because Naruto had whisker marks. And Apollo had been bragging that Naruto even purrs whenever you scratch on them. And she knew that Naruto, still being a kid, was falling under her jurisdiction. And she wanted to go and meet him in person and see if it was true or not. My lady, as Artemis fumbled the phone as it flipped down and was now in front of Thalia, as she raised an eyebrow, I did not know that you were into cute little boys. It's not what you think, Thalia. What do you want, Lieutenant? We have set it up the camp, as you ordered, and... I'm sorry, but why is there a picture of a kid there? Who is he? He kind of resembles... Yes, that is the demigod that is being raised by Lady Hera. His name is Naruto. Wait, so he's the rumored kid? Huh, gotta admit that he is quite cute. Yes, Apollo has been telling me, purrs as well when you touch his whisker marks. Whisker marks? What do you mean? The birthmarks, they look like cat whiskers, though Apollo has been calling them whisker marks. I see. And why are you so interested in them? He purrs, I just want to know how or why. Okay, I'm not gonna look into too much into this, Lady Artemis, so I'm gonna go. Yes, but before you go, Thalia, this remains between us. Of course, my lady. As Thalia had a smile on her face. As now we see, Artemis couldn't hold herself, and she arrived back on Mount Olympus that night. And there she went straight towards her sister, who also had a cell phone on which the WhatsApp of the gods was installed, in which the same message and picture was being shown. And now there was a new video, and Athena was watching it, while hiding behind huge piles of books. Sister, what are you doing? And immediately Athena flinched, and huge amount of books fell down upon top of her. Don't scare me like that, sister. I have never caught you off guard, sister. This has never happened before, said Artemis, with a smirk on her face. What are you watching? Nothing. You should check your own WhatsApp to see that. And so, once it was seen, both of them agreed. We should go and meet Lady Hera. As now we see, once they arrived at the temple, they found out from a maid there that Lady Hera has gone out with Lady Demeter to meet Lady Hestia near her hearth. They were going to have a girls' night out again, and Aphrodite would be present there. As much as I don't want to go there, I guess we have to. As soon as they arrived there, they saw that Aphrodite was also there, and so was Persephone, the lady of the underworld as well as of the oceans, meaning the three queens were all together there. As both of them that arrived later then bowed, and saw that Naruto was there with Lady Hestia, and Hestia was busy feeding Naruto chocolate chip cookie that Artemis literally drooled over because she liked sweets, and dashed straight towards there. Aunt Hestia, can I have some as well? Calm down now, Artemis. You are no longer a small child. Sit there. I am baking currently. These badges are for Naruto. But why does he gets to have one and I don't? As I told you, you are older now, so please sit there. You're no longer a child goddess. But Naruto, having the heart of gold as he usually did, being raised by a mother of like Hera grabbed onto a cookie that was on his plate, which was his last cookie, and then got up and tugged at the toga of, well, Artemis. Here, you can have this. I don't need it. You can eat it, Naruto. You can have this. I will wait for the next batch. Then we can all eat together. As Hera had a huge smile on her face and beamed at how she was raising Naruto. And Naruto was also a little bit shocked and took the cookie and then did the unthinkable. She split the cookie in half and shared it half with Naruto, as even Aphrodite gasped. I can't believe it. You sharing a cookie made by Lady Hestia over here. Is everything all right with you? Artemis. Why wouldn't it be? Aphrodite. You never usually share, not even with Athena over here, let alone anyone. Yes, that is true, said Athena with a smile of her own now, as Artemis just averted her eyes and just ate the chocolate chip cookie. And then Naruto was seated inside the lap of Hera while they others talk, as Hera then literally touched the whisker mark or birthmark of Naruto as Naruto purred, as Hera smiled. I always love when he does that. My little fox, said Hera. Fox, said Demeter. Why would you say fox? Well, he is like a fox. Foxes don't purr. They laugh. He laughs like a fox, as always, but he has a heart of gold and cute whisker marks like a cat. So yes, I called him a little fox. As that is when we see, Demeter then said, it is gonna be sad once he grows up and has to go to Half-Blood Hill, as Hera had a frown on her face, because she certainly didn't want that to happen. The prophecy was said and done. The Crooked One was defeated. There was no need for any more heroes. All of them had agreed on that. She did not see the reason why her child needs to go there. As that is when Hestia smiled and said, do not worry, sister. I know my brother, and so should you know your husband. He would not let Naruto go there. You see, it's been a millennia, but you have raised a child here. And so has Zeus, who has gotten somewhat attached to him. It would be quite hard to, well, send him there. And besides, we all have gotten a little bit of attachment to Naruto, as Athena and Artemis were quite foreign to this. Wait, what? Said Athena. What do you mean? Well, little Naruto over here has been helping me and Persephone with our garden near my temple. Yes, he has been visiting a lot. And he has visited the ocean and Atlantis as well. He and Triton and even Percy are on good terms, surprisingly. Wait, what? Why was I not aware of this? Well, I usually go there down to meet Amphitrite, and when I went, he was able to meet with Triton as well as Percy, who was surprisingly there because of an event. I see. So he's already going outside of Mount Olympus. Yes, obviously Zeus made a lot of fuss about it, but in the end, I was able to calm him down, or more like Naruto was able to. Is that so? Said Artemis. But I thought that we were the only ones who could do that. Surprisingly enough, not so much, because you are now the older children and Naruto is the youngest one. As now we see, Hera then smiled and said, it's all fine, he's just a child, there's no need for you to compete with him. I mean, your father does love you still, so there's no need to worry about that. As both of them blushed a golden hue as everyone else laughed. As now we have a time skip. Time skip off a few years later as Naruto was at the age of 10 and currently seated inside Athena's library, who has become something like of a teacher to him, as well as an older, stricter sister. Sister, I'm already bored. Can I go now? I have to go and watch Ares and Apollo arm wrestle again. This is our Saturday ritual. And besides, who studies that Saturday? Good children do, Naruto. Are you a good one or a bad one? Do let me know that much after you finish your assignment. But I'm almost done. Almost and being finished is quite different, Naruto. Just finish with this and then you can leave. As Naruto was going through it until he made a mistake and got stuck. What is it that you got stuck at? It's the latest one, the battle between you know, Percy and Olympians as well as the crooked one? Of course, it's the latest event, so obviously you would not have memorized it. Oh well, I guess it is not so important since it involves, well, Barnacle-Beard's son, so you can go now. Really? But you told me that Annabeth was involved as well. Yes, and I am proud of her. Well, anyways, you can go now. I bet they're all waiting for you. Nah, they might have already begun. So, said Naruto, patting her, well, bird owl that was there. Any new, weapons that you have learned? No, I only battle with spear and shield. You do know that, right? Yes, but I thought maybe you being the goddess of war and all that, maybe you knew more about weapons. Of course I do. I know about all of the weapons. I know how to use them, but I use and prefer spear. Really, can you teach me why? Said Athena with a smirk, as a battle session between the two of them began. It got to the point that it was now already evening as Apollo arrived at Hera's temple. He's not here, said Apollo. Huh, where did he go, that little one? As Hera then said, he was with Athena, should have been finished with his studies long time ago. And so both of them arrived at Athena's temple to find that both of them were missing, only to see that they were training into the arena that was made to entertain gods, where warriors fought battles just for fun. And there Naruto was panting heavily, as he had a huge golden spear in his hand. Seeing this, he arrived there with a worried full expression. Do not worry, Lady Hera, we were just sparring. Naruto was interested in seeing why spear was preferred by me aside from any other weapon. Really? You could have asked me, little bro. And besides, archery is much better than spear. I mean, long range distance fighting is much better than close range one. Is that so? Spear can be used for long range weapon as well. You do know that, right? Yes, I forgot about that. Anyways, Naruto, we're almost finished with it. Ares got beaten by me, now he's gonna get beaten by Hermes. You better come if you want to. I will, but after this session, Nissan. Nissan? Both Hera as well as Athena then said. As Apollo then said, I have been to Japan and have been quite infatuated with their culture. I just found out that in Japanese, they call you Nissan if you're older brother, so I made him call me that. Yeah, I guess it's okay since my name is Naruto, right? Which means a fish cake. No, it means a maelstrom. Really? Why did you lie to me then, Nissan? Was just joking to you, kid. You know the truth god can't lie to you. And its other meaning is fish cake. Oh, okay. As after that we see a winter solstice arrive after Naruto's 11th birthday. It was time to decide whether to send him there or not. Since he was a half god, half mortal, because of Hera's blood in him, he could not remain there. As Naruto was standing there, he was gifted a spear by Athena, who has become his instructor as well as master, as Naruto has learned everything from her. And she also liked being called Sensei, so she told Naruto to call her that, aside from Nason, obviously. Aphrodite also liked that fact and began to even say Ara Ara whenever she got the chance. Hephaestus, well, Naruto and Hephaestus got quite along well, aside from, well, Ares, who liked fighting, and Naruto, who was just watch him get his ass whooped by the others. Naruto was close with everyone on Mount Olympus, as Naruto stood there, and Hera was close to crying because she knew today's meeting will decide whether Naruto goes there or not. As Zeus then said, this meeting is in session. We will decide whether Naruto is to be sent down there to Half-Blood Hill forever to live out his life, or he's to remain here after being made into an immortal. Those who think that we should send him down there. Ares, obviously being the one to, well, bother Naruto, was the one vocaling it the most, that he should go down there. He was a demigod. And Zeus knew that the rational side, being the king, was agree with his son, but that is when he then said the other side, which he had thought out about. And so the rest agreed that he should be made into an immortal, and Zeus did that. He gave his own blood to Naruto, making him a perfect son of both Zeus as well as Hera. And Naruto, who was raised by them on Mount Olympus, then was turned into an immortal. As Zeus then said, I will choose domains for you if you wish for, son. It's fine, Dad, said Naruto. I'm fine being a minor god. It's nothing really. I'm just glad that you all are here, and I get to live by you with my own family, said Naruto with a smile on his face, as Hera couldn't hold it anymore and dashed towards her son and picked him up in a bear hug. Mom can't breathe. As Apollo then even wiped a tear and said, You know, kid, you might have been the only one who touched my soul after my 9 muses. That's weird, Nissan. As Apollo face vaulted while everyone else bursted out laughing. As now I see, even Zeus had a smile on his face. As Chiron got the news from Mr. D that the kid won't be arriving anytime soon now. As even the hunters were quite shocked about to hear this. And they were even more shocked to find out that the child chose to be a minor god, not someone that wanted a seat on Mount Olympus or respect or anything. And this was a breath of fresh air because, for one, a god was younger than them, and secondly, he was not power hungry. And this was especially quite refreshing for the hunters of Artemis, as Thalia was quite shocked. Oh, if it would have been me, I would have asked for one of the bins or whatnot, but oh well, I guess he's fine. Of course he is. He is quite a special child, that Naruto. When he grows up, I will be following him and seeing what kinds of whale he does become. And lo and behold, once he grew up, as time went by, Naruto reached at the age of 19. At the age where he would stop growing, Naruto was already 6 foot tall, had long blonde hair, and blue eyes. He was already given a small house that looked quite modern and yet quite Greek-like in the middle of his mother's as well as his father's temple. Why? Because his mother wanted him to be close. And his home was filled with all the New World affinities. And there was a fox with 9 tails resting there as well now. Naruto once became a true god. Kurama was separated from him and became his spirit animal. As now we see Naruto resting there and eating a grape and said, What do you think, Kurama? Should we go down and visit? No, you do know that your mother will literally whoop your ass if you do that. I guess you're right. But then again, what am I to do? As that is when the door busted open and Apollo and Hermes came inside with a cheerful toothy grins. Ah, there he is. I heard that you had a huge celebration here on Mount Olympus yesterday night. You two were there, Nissans. Or have you forgotten? Oh yeah. Totally slipped out of my mind. Well, anyway, since you got 19, how about we help you out with something? As Naruto raised an eyebrow. With what? Dude, you losing your V-guard, becoming a true man, and whatnot, said Hermes. Yeah, no, Mom will kill me. And besides, she has already made an arrangement. With who? Melanie. The daughter of Hades? And Persephone? Yup. How? Well, I don't know. Make good relations with them. And besides, I heard that she fell in love with me from Aphrodite from the looks of it after seeing my picture. Dude, that is a girl that you don't want to tangle with. Is that so? Said Melanie as she arrived there. She had black hair, pale skin, and black eyes. But she was an ethereal beauty wearing a black dress, as Naruto gulped, with a huge golden blush now on his face because he was a god now. Oh, look at the time. We better get going. Yes, of course, make sure you do. Otherwise, I might have to torture your children down there, who are in the fields of the best. No, you better not. Then you better leave. Hello there, Naruto. As Naruto witnessed that his partner was also leaving. Oi, Kurama, don't leave me here. As that is when we see Artemis as well as Athena arrive there. Not now, Melanie. Even if you are chosen by Lady Hera. We do not approve. Who are you two to get in between? I love him. He loves me. When did I say that? Said Naruto in his own head. Oh, you don't know yet, honey, but you would. If you don't, then I would regret to inform you that if I can't have you, no one will. As Naruto felt chills run down his spine, but then again, he was still blushing because she was a natural beauty in her own right. And so, Naruto gulped as he was dragged onto a date. And that date turned into dates, and dates turned into a full blown relationship from where Naruto and found himself standing on the aisle. How did I ended up here? On Mount Olympus, as demigods from both factions were also attending. As Melanie was also there alongside with Hades and Persephone. As she stood in front of Naruto in her black gown. As Naruto wore a white pencoat because obviously to match the outfits. And so both of them kissed. And Naruto was officially married. And Hera was the one who was the most happiest because her son got to grow up normally. For the first time, she was able to raise a normal child and see him grow and marry. And now she was gonna be a grandmother soon. Grandmother of perfect grandchildren. As the fates arrived, and everyone tensed, we bring you good news. And congratulations to you, Lady Hera and Lord Zeus. Because many of the blessings are to befall on Mount Olympus from Chaos itself. And with that said, they greeted and congratulated both the, bride and groom before leaving. As Zeus was now even more cheerful because this was a good sign from Chaos itself, approving of this union. While Naruto, poor his soul, was still stubbed, and Artemis and Athena were making sure to prepare for a plan if Melanie ever tries to betray Naruto, how to hunt her down. And Aphrodite as well, because she liked the little kid and would want him to have a great love story and a happy love marriage as well. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. This was a little melodrama like story because, you know what, I have been making quite a lot dark stories, so I thought, you know what, maybe I should make somewhat toned down a bit stories. So here it is. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is it, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.